Hey, what's going on, guys? This is BT Gaming here, and I'm doing a bit of a different video. This is going to be more of a wow, oh my goodness, I can't believe this exists type of video. And so I'm super excited to talk about the latest update for Elgato Wavelink. This is something that I use for my own content creation. So the mic I'm talking to you guys on right now is the Elgato Wave 3, and everything software-wise, my audio is running through the Elgato Wavelink software. And they just did an update for version 2.0, and man, I'm very happy, very pleased about the updates that they have done. They're going to make my life so much easier. I know they're going to make other people's lives who are content creators, streamers, their lives just so much easier. And so without further ado, I just want to go ahead and jump into this here and share with you guys my excitement, because I am blown away by how far technology has come, what Elgato is doing, how great their ecosystem is for me. And so let's just go ahead and take a look at this here. Alrighty. So we are looking over on this screen here. So this is the Elgato Wavelink interface, and this is their software for mixing. And so just a TLDR, to get access to the software, you have to have one of their products. It's either an Elgato Wave or Elgato Wave 3, which are their USB mics, or they have an XLR interface that's standalone, or they also have an XLR interface that docks onto their Stream Deck Plus. So once you get those connected to your computer, you will have access to this software here. And man, this has been a game changer for me. When I very first started streaming and doing content creation, trying to do content creation, I still am aspiring. And I used to have all my channels audio-wise broken down in OBS. And man, it was crazy to try to keep track of each individual thing. But man, this makes everything so easy, because you can send one mix into OBS and control everything from here. Just for me, it makes my life so much easier. But we're not here to talk about what it already does. I want to talk about the new features, alrighty? So some of the new features we get in this version 2.0 update, which for me, I'm just going to jump and give you guys my top favorite feature here. Probably well, I'll give you guys like top three. So one of the newest things they added, if you go ahead and open up your microphone, you're going to notice something extremely new here that's different than what you might have noticed before. And it's this voice focus thing. You guys have probably been hearing a lot of people talk about this, and I'm just going to be another voice to echo how great this has been for me. Recently, I spent a lot of time trying to dial in all of my plugins here by trying to use a suppressor, noise gate, EQ, and compression on my audio, because I want it to sound good. Like, I have a desire to produce quality, good sounding content, but I'm new to this, so I'm trying to figure all this out. And man, voice focus, when I heard what it did for me, I was blown away, and I was like, yes, this is the thing I have been looking for. The other thing I'm going to kind of pair in tandem with that is, you notice on the bottom here, there is this little like blue thing with a play button. So you can actually now record yourself directly in the Wavelink software and play it back, and it will loop. And as it loops, you can make adjustments. You can tweak your VSTs, you can mute them, you can see how you want everything to sound. So I think this is huge. This is great. But what I want to do for you guys is, in my setup right now in the room, I have a laptop right next to where my microphone is, where I'm talking to you guys at. And so my laptop, when I'm gaming, the fan will kick on. Underneath my laptop, I did also get a cooling fan. And man, oh man, when I try to crank those two things, it can get very loud. So that was one of the battles I was struggling with, of trying to remove the noise with the proximity of the mic being close to that computer. So for me, what I came up with was trying to use a suppression, using Elgato's noise removal, the EQ, and then finally use a compression to kind of tie it all together. And so what you guys are going to hear is, with the fan, I have the fan cranked pretty much. I'd say it's about 70%. The cooling fan is running, and the laptop is running here. So I want you guys to hear what this sounds like without anything. I'm going to turn off my casual settings here. I'm just going to go ahead and let you guys hear this here. And so I'm going to talk to the mic. You might notice this sounds a little bit different as well, probably a bit more like boomy and crazy stuff, and a lot of extra noise coming in. But this is what I recorded of that, and you guys are going to hear this without any processing, without any effects or anything like that. This is an audio test with the fan cranked to 1500, and so I'm expecting to hear a whole bunch of the fan as I turned off every single VST plugin. This is an audio test with the fan cranked to 1500, and so I'm expecting to hear a whole bunch of the fan as I turned off every single VST plugin. This is so now I'm gonna go ahead. I just toggled on everything, and you can do this in real time. You don't have to stop like I am, but just for the purpose of the video, so you guys can see, I'm gonna explain what I'm doing. I turned on all of my VSTs that I've had prior to this voice focus, and so now you guys are gonna hear the difference in what it sounds like with the VSTs applied. It's an audio test with the fan cranked to 1500, and so I'm expecting to hear a whole bunch of the fan as I turned off every single VST plugin. This is an audio test with the fan cranked to 1500, and so I'm expecting to hear a whole bunch of the fan as I turned off every single VST plugin. So you can see her definitely just pull out some of the sound. And again, I'm new to this, so I'm probably not the best at fine-tuning these settings, but this is what I was able to come up with these VSTs. And so you can hear that the fan noise has been cut down pretty significantly. Now I'm gonna go ahead and remove these plugins here. I want you guys to hear what this sounds like with the new feature that they've added called voice focus, because again, I think honestly, voice focus did a better job than I did with trying to makeshift something together here. So that's what has my mind blown, is that now with this, go ahead and take a listen. This is an audio test with the fan cranked to 1500, and so I'm expecting to hear a whole bunch of the fan as I turned off every single VST plugin. So honestly, for my personal taste, I actually like that better. And that's literally one toggle, and you can move the slider up or down. So let's go ahead and keep that going. This is an audio test with the fan cranked to 1500, and so I'm expecting to hear a whole bunch of the fan as I turned off every single VST plugin. And so there's others AI kind of enhanced voice enhancement things that are out there. I've tried to use the NVIDIA plugin that they've had, the NVIDIA broadcast. I did not like it, was not a huge fan because it makes my voice sound very artifacty. I didn't like that, right? And even then with these VSTs, I still was getting some of that. So sometimes I'm still tweaking these, man. Still trying to get these dialed in. Now, what's really cool is if you pair voice focus with like Elgato noise removal, and again, because voice focus does a really good job, I think you can really like use noise removal here. And for my settings, when you look at this, I only have this dialed in to like 30% of a threshold because I'm like, you know what? The voice control is already doing a pretty big bulk of the work, but this kind of really removes like, dude, like any other noise that I'm having in the room, right? So I want you guys to kind of hear, I'm going to go ahead and turn back on some stuff in tandem with my voice control. So I have voice focus turned on, and then I'm going to go ahead and add in Elgato noise removal. I'm also going to add in my EQ, and my compressor will also kind of take off some of the edge. This is my suppression, and I'm probably honestly just going to delete this at the end of this video because I don't even think I need this, but this is what we got going on here. This is an audio test with the fan cranked to 1500, and so I'm expecting to hear a whole bunch of the fan as I turned off every single VST plugin. This is an audio test with the fan cranked to 1500, and so I'm expecting to hear a whole bunch of the fan as I turned off every single VST plugin. Honestly, guys, that is the best. I have personally, this is my personal taste. I feel like I've been able to hear this dialed in with the fan noise going on. And just it's just mind blowing that technology has gotten this far. That with literally one slide of a slider and back and forth and like a couple other tweaks, it makes I think now the streamer that might be in a noisier environment have like these weird circumstances like I do, where I'm streaming from a laptop and I gotta have fans because I'm like, bro, I don't want my laptop to overheat. And so that's kind of where I'm at. I don't know how this will impact other people, how they can use it for different use cases. Maybe you're in like a where you're living, you know, you kind of have a lot of noise going on there. I think this could be a very big help, you know, to helping you get the quality that you want in your videos, in your live streams. Because hey, like Elgato knocked it out of the park. They really did a good thing in listening to what was needed. So the fact that we can place something back, voice focus on top of that, and the third feature that I liked the most, yeah, I liked not the most, but this is just one of the things I liked was the visual display. It's a little touch, but I do like that now we can actually go in and just select our audio inputs right on the fly, and it's just like mapped to that channel. Like just really easy to see. No more going into the Windows audio settings to actually set any of this stuff now. You don't have to like know what you're doing or become like a, you know, computer IT. You can literally just one click as long as the thing is running. Okay, that's a caveat. You want to make sure that whatever it is you want to route to that specific channel is running, like is actually live. So if I was gonna add another game that I didn't have in here. Maybe I wanted to play like Overwatch. I would just want to make sure I launch Overwatch. It'll automatically come up here and I can check it off kind of like how these are down here. And it will then pop up in the audio inputs underneath here going forward. So that's just a little caveat to note. There's other features in there that I know a lot of other creators have covered. I'm also going to link that video that Elgato did, kind of showcasing the features and some of the updates, just in case you want to look at it for yourself in your own time. But man, Elgato, thank you so much for just taking the time to listen and to just continue progressing forward as technology evolves. I think that's one great sign of a company that is serving the consumer well, is that they're evolving and leveraging this technology that we have for the benefit of us as a consumer. So I'm a fan. I'm probably even more bought into the Elgato ecosystem now more than ever. And so Elgato, one thing I would love if you guys ever listen to this, I'm like a nobody, but if you guys ever made an audio interface that had multiple XLR inputs, that would be amazing. I would be over the moon to have an interface that had, an XLR input, maybe even a 1/4 inch. I don't know. Right? We're kind of getting into like different territories, different than like the traditional stream with just a microphone. But hey, maybe you got some musicians out there that might want to kind of transition into using your stuff for some music, because again, I love how the interface looks. I love how easy this is to work with. And man, I'm a fan. I'm a supporter. Elgato, you got my vote. And I hope to be purchasing more Elgato products in the future. And hey, if maybe you want to just take a chance on a small streamer, and maybe let me do a couple of sponsorships, let me test a couple things, I wouldn't mind that either, because again, I love technology, I work in technology, and so I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just rambling now, but thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments, do you guys use Elgato products? Maybe with seeing these features, does this guys make you curious about the Elgato products, want to use them yourself? I don't know, let me know. I'm curious. Let's engage, let's talk in the comments down below. And as always, guys, I hope you enjoy your content creation, enjoy your streamings, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.